So this problem is find the free minimum values, and what we're asking is the user will input an integer n and then read n integers into our program. What we want to do is find and output the three lowest numbers in order. So to do this we're going to need to use an array, and after we've got an array which contains only our minimum values, we're going to try and sort it so that we're outputting from the lowest number up to the highest. So a little bit tricky, but let's see how it works. First of all, we're going to get those n numbers, and we'll need an array to store our minimum values. The array size is going to be 3. We only need to print out 3 numbers, and I'm going to call the array find mins, and not use const int here to find the size of the array. Now I'm going to use a for loop so that we can enter all n integers that will be entered, and I'm going to call the integer user input. So we're going to input an integer n times in this for loop. For the first 3 entries, if I is less than 3, basically we're going to fill this array here, the find mins array, automatically with our user input. However, after I equals 4, we're going to try and do 2 things. First of all, we want to find the maximum value that's already in our array, and then we want to compare that value to the new user input. So to find the maximum value in our array, the first thing we need to do is find the maximum position, as denoted by the index. So the value, the maximum value in our array will have an index associated with it, which I've called max position here. To find it, we need to iterate through our array, doing a little bit of comparing, and basically if our this will help us find our maximum position here. Sorry for the horrible typing. So we've iterated through our minimum array, and we should have finally got max position to be the index associated with the maximum value in our array. It's a little bit complicated, right? Now, the second part of this else condition is to compare our user input to the maximum value in our array. And this is a little bit more straightforward. If our user input is less than our maximum value in the array, then we're going to do a switcheroo and make the that maximum value equal to our user input. So with that completed, what we should be getting is, no matter what we output, I'm just going to output the minimum values found so far. So let's use an example. I'm going to use the example as put by the Dr. Ibrahim 5, 4, 1, 3, 10, 8. And there you go, 4, 1, 3. And the second one is, if my memory is correct, it's 7, 9, negative 2. And, well, that's correct, of course. There's only 3 values. However, the part that's not correct is they're not sorted. So we want to sort these 3 values in order from lowest to highest. So the first thing we're going to need to do is, again, get our maximum position and find the maximum position within our array. So very similar to the loop we've already seen. Basically, very quickly, I'll find the maximum position. Oops, excuse me. It's K, not J. So, we should have found the maximum position using that. And then we'll do a little bit of swapping to help sort out the array. So int temp equals the final position in the array. That really we're going to make it into the maximum position. And we're going to make the whatever our maximum position is equal to that temporary value. Basically, if the position at index 2 is smaller than the position of our maximum position, we're going to switch them. And then, if necessary, to complete the sort, if our position at index 0 is bigger than our position at index 1, then again we're going to make our temporary value into the find mins 0, and then do a simple switch like so. I maybe should have named this array a little bit differently. And finally, when it comes to printing out, I'm hoping that the final printout will be really clear for you guys. And sorted in order. So let's have a look again. 5, 4, 1, 3, 10, 8. There we are. They're sorted from smallest up to the largest value. And let's do that 7, 9, negative 2 again. There we are. That's them sorted.